We found a debatable post on X which pictures the most depressed and joyful NBA fan bases. Let's take a look at this first tier. Do you believe the Dallas Mavericks has the most painfully depressed fan base right now?
Yes. Yes. We're talking about the biggest blockbuster trade this season. Absolutely. And this is what really guts the whole thing. He's balling in the Lakers jersey. And the Dallas Mavericks organization had that, and they let it go. Oh, no, they sick. And the fans, if you are on any social media platform about sports, especially NBA topics, they are sick. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure the executive is going to be there next season, if I'm going to be real honest. This one right here, and super depressed. Oh, they are probably talking to therapists as we speak. It's really Luka, 25 years old. Why?
You know what? I think it's not even just about Luka. It's also about Jalen Brunson. They had both of them, and they also had Kristaps Porzingis at one point.
All three. I'm okay with Kristaps Porzingis. I think it was time. They did have Jalen Brunson, and they felt that sting when he went to the Knicks and started balling out. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, they sick. The fan base. I'm surprised they're still not protesting, if I'm going to be honest.
Burning jerseys, tearing down statues. Yeah, the Mavs fan base got to be super depressed right now. But you know what, though? I would add the Philadelphia 76ers to that tier.
You think so?
Yeah. What do they have to be happy about right now?
I'm okay with them being at the second tier. Because they still have their process. In Joel Embiid.
That's over. You've been saying it's over. That is over. And Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid, forget about it. It's over. It's over.
It's over. Paul George, I read.
Yeah.
He contemplating surgery.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Joel
what?
Embiid too, right? That leaves Maxey. Nope. It's a wrap.
You think that the Sixers should be tier 1?
Yes. Absolutely nothing to be happy about. Joel Embiid just turned 31 years old, and he's had how many knee surgeries and procedures? Paul George, both of them taking up so much money in their salary cap. What do the Sixers look like in the coming years?
Yeah, we're talking about the fans' PTSD. Like they have been brewing painfully depressed for about 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
I can tell you when the dagger hit. When Kawhi Leonard hit that 3 in the corner and it did that bounce.
Yeah.
That was it. At that moment, I believe the Sixers have not been the same.
Oh, Joel Embiid crying in the tunnel, remember?
2019. They ain't been right. No, I'm serious. That was it. That was the beginning of the demise of the Sixers with Joel Embiid as a number 1 option as we speak.
Okay.
That's crazy because he ain't been right since. He's been injured every year since. Yes. I'm not talking about nagging. I'm talking about being out for periods of time. Wow. Okay. I've convinced myself we need to move them up to tier 1.
Okay. So in tier 2, the Pels, the Phoenix Suns. We already discussed the Sixers, Miami Heat, Brooklyn Nets, the Wizards, and the Bulls. Yeah.
Okay, you know what though? Let me just. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna hit the low hanging fruit right now. The Wizards are in a perpetual, somewhat depressing. I'm sorry, been depressed for years. It doesn't. At this point, it's the norm. It's a shame, but that's where we are. I'm gonna say I have to agree with the Heat. Butler, you did it again. Yeah. You did it again. This is his second time. Let me see. Wolves, Sixers. Heat. Butler is 3-0. Wow. Okay, so yeah, it's right. He's the Heat right on schedule in being tier 2 for this season. I agree. Suns, wow. The hype with KD being on that roster.
And Devin Booker saying, I don't know how they're going to guard us. When he had KD and Bradley Beal to join him, he was like, honestly, I don't know how teams are going to guard us.
They do.
Easily.
Clearly. Oh my gosh. And the Pels. Yeah, you know what though? And I'm going to have to put the Pels almost with the Wizards.
Ooh.
Since they have drafted Zion Williamson. They have not been right. Zion Williamson has not completed an entire season since he has become an NBA professional player. Oh my gosh.
And still hasn't. You know, Dyson Daniels from the Hawks, he was with the Pels and he said there's a spell on that franchise. He said, I was injured so many times when I was a Pelican. Now look at him balling with the Hawks. Yeah, he said there's a spell on that franchise. And remember, the Pels had almost everybody out. They're starting 5 injured. CJ, everybody was out.
Yeah. Oh, and now y'all said, Brandon Ingram, we're going to ship you up north.
See?
Y'all ain't, yeah. So I'm saying that the Pels will remain in a tier 2 based off of this debatable post until they figure out what they want to do with their roster as a whole, right? Yeah. And then lastly, the Nets. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, had KD, James Harden, and Kyrie, Ben Simmons. I mean, team looks a lot different now.
And then Cam Thomas is out. What are we gonna do about that?
Yeah, and Cam Johnson over there trying to do. Oh my God, horrible. Okay, tier 3, optimistic. Portland Trailblazers, Spurs, LA Clippers, Charlotte Hornets, Atlanta Hawks, Orlando Magic, and the Sacramento Kings. I'm sorry, I'm not optimistic about the Sacramento Kings at all.
At all. Matter of fact, they need to be a tier 2. I agree. I disagree with these 3 teams being on tier 3, and I believe they should be a part of tier 2. And maybe there was not enough real estate to put it on this tier 2. But the Orlando Magic, Sacramento Kings, and the San Antonio Spurs, the hope that the Spurs have had for the past 2 seasons with Wembanyama. And now he is out with a season-ending injury. No, they got to be pressed. Brought in Chris Paul, and that pairing was supposed to be, oh my goodness. Then they brought in De'Aaron Fox. And not only did Wemby go out, De'Aaron Fox said, well, since he's not playing, I might as well go ahead and have my surgery that I should have had when I was with the Sacramento Kings a couple of seasons ago. Oh my gosh. So yeah, those 3, Magic, Kings, and Spurs, somewhat depressing because the hopes of them were really high. My expectations of these teams were really high this season, and it didn't come to pass. Man.
Okay. Now, I agree the Portland Trailblazers belong on this tier. I don't think the Spurs belong here because I'm optimistic, right? I know within a season or 2, the Spurs are going to be a team that you're going to have to really look at.
Really?
You know, yeah. You're going to have to mess around with them because Devin Vassell, Wemby, and De'Aaron Fox, that's going to be must-see TV. Okay. LA Clippers, I'm not optimistic about the LA Clippers like that because you don't really know what Kawhi Leonard doing. You don't know if he's in or out. Right. Or out for real, for several seasons. Yeah. Right. I'm optimistic though about the Orlando Magic. Because when they get Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner back.
We're talking about this season, girl.
Still, I'm optimistic. I'm looking into the future. They're not
coming back. Not this season.
I'm still optimistic. You can't tell me who to be optimistic about, right?
That's why I shut my mouth.
It's debatable. Okay.
It is debatable. Yes. What about the Hornets? How you feel about the Hornets?
I don't.
I can't. And I don't either.
I'm just saying, right?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Sorry for them.
I know. Okay. All right. Since we're talking about this season, I'm on board with you. Okay. Somewhat happy. Tier 4. New York Knicks, Memphis Grizzlies, the Denver Nuggets, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Indiana Pacers, the Detroit Pistons. I called it, just saying, and the Golden State Warriors.
For me, though, the Pistons need to be moved to tier 5. You mean to tell me that what they've done this season alone doesn't warrant a tier 5? Tremendously joyful? Yeah. What? Started from the bottom? Like, I'm not talking about bottom. The last time they saw a playoff run was in 2019. And that wasn't even a run. That was just a quick step into 4 and out. Are you kidding me? Yes, tremendously joyful that they have made it so far under this regime. Cade Cunningham finally getting to be showcased and now looked at for more eyes outside of his market. Yes. Yeah. I think they should be terrified. For me, the Pistons, move them.
Okay. Now, New York Knicks, should the fan base be somewhat happy? I mean, Jalen Brunson. We know Coach Tibbs has ran his starters into the dirt.
Ooh, because he got called out by that player.
Yeah, Bridges called him out.
Yeah.
Should the fan base be happy though? They sit pretty in the Eastern Conference right now, but I don't know about them. The bench is suspect.
They should be pretty happy. They've maintained their status. I mean, what we've seen last season, the hope of what they can produce this season is pretty much right on target, right on schedule, in my opinion. But again, it's going to be based off of whatever Jalen comes back and how he is able to, function after his injury. But I think they'll be okay. Again, but if Bridges is calling out overuses of players today, that was the problem last postseason.
Yep.
So if they're going into the end of the season with that feeling, what are we going to be seeing? Another rendition of what it's going to be a duplicate of the last postseason where everybody was gassed? Wow.
And injured. And I think Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo were the only players that were eligible.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I'm okay with them being right there. I think that they're right on schedule. The Grizzlies, yes, because without Ja Morant last season, they were, what was it? At least tier 2, at least. So now for them being in tier 3, I'm okay with that. Tier 4, tier 4, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm somewhat happy if I'm a Denver Nugget fan because they have Russell Westbrook, and with him, all things are possible. And you have your MVP, who, I mean, he's in MVP talks right now. I don't know if he's going to win it. Right. It might be a little bit of fatigue there, and it looks like Jamal Murray is coming back around. So I'm happy if I'm a Denver Nuggets fan.
Yeah. And then you know what the Warriors fans should really be, really not tremendously joyful, but most definitely somewhat happy because the addition of Jimmy Butler has really helped put spark in their franchise, and I think it actually added a little bit more pep in the step to their players. And so, yeah, that's good. And then, Steph Curry just did his 4,000 3-point. It's in a happy place right now. So good for the Golden State Warriors. Yeah.
The only team I'm not exactly sure about is the Indiana Pacers on this tier because, you can be happy right now, but I think it's going to be short-lived. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but I mean, somewhat depressing. Where else you going to put them? So I think the proper place would be here. Most definitely not tier 5 and not tier 2 or tier 3. No, they're on tier 4. Yeah. So tier 4, I believe, is more appropriate for them because there really is no other place for them. They're just like in the medium right now. They're meh, and meh is not bad.
Okay. All right. And then lastly, tier 5. I mean, does it get any better than this? The Boston Celtics, OKC Thunder, Los Angeles Lakers, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Coach Ime Udoka Houston Rockets. Tremendously joyful.
Absolutely. I mean, as we speak right now, and I know the standings in the West between 2 and 5 will change throughout the rest of the season. But as of this recording, the Houston Rockets are number 2 in the West. What? Yes.
Yeah.
Tremendously happy, that fan base, and their effort on that court. They're amazing. So good for them to be where they are in the standings, considering where they have come from in the past. And to be doing it in this fashion, yes, the fan base should be extremely, extremely happy. So, yeah.
Yep. No problems with any of these teams. I mean, the Cavs, and we're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, golly, they've been number 1 for a long time in the East, riding a tremendous winning streak right now. But remains to be seen in the playoffs, though. It still remains to be seen.
No, if they can pull it off in the playoffs, then I'm going to say, okay. I love the fact that the 1 and 2 seed in the East are sitting in the tremendously joyful section, tier 5. Likewise for the West currently. OKC and Rockets. That's amazing. Now, quite naturally, you'll have to put the Lakers here because of Luka Doncic, of course, because again, the tier 1 was painfully depressing. That's where he came from. So yeah, and considering though, however, I would be remiss if I didn't say currently the Lakers are on a losing streak as we record this.
A big one.
A big one. So hopefully Luka's emergence as a Los Angeles Lakers can continue for the rest of the season and into the postseason. Because if it's short-lived, the Lakers are going to get ate up in social media. So